3, 2, 1.
She's alive. She's alive. Hello, I'm Carl.
I'm Nicky.
Together we are
Brother to brother.
Sanctuary for your 80s and 90s movie reviews. Today we are doing
Weird Science.
1985.
1985, mate. Aye, so a year neither of us were born.
Was this the first time you've seen Weird Science?
This was the first time I've seen Weird Science. Funny enough, just quickly before I go into the correspondence, I didn't know there was a film. Obviously I did all the years, but there was a TV show in 94, I think it was.
Are you saying?
For a few years, and that was how I learned about what Weird Science is. So when you were like, should we review Weird Science? That was how I knew. I mean, obviously,
did I not do the Weird Science?
You did.
That's how you got
it. It was the same, obviously the same theme as the TV show. Obviously, growing, like, as I got older, I learned that it was a film, but initially I just thought it was a TV show.
It's a class film. I think it'll appeal to everyone, this review. So
yeah.
Do you want to do the correspondence?
I do want to do the correspondence. So email us at b2bmoviepod@gmail.com or follow us on Twitter at b2bmoviepod. By all means, like, share, follow. You can also contact us, follow us, watch us.
He's gonna get it right one day.
one day. You can also watch us on YouTube at Brother to Brother 80s and 90s Movie Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell so you can be the first to know when a podcast has gone live. We are also available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and all good podcast vendors. We are very accessible for free.
You do that better when you're not ready.
I do that better when I'm ready.
I'm joking. That was good. That was only one mistake there. So I'm going to go into the review Weird Science. I love that film. Basically, it's about two young high school lads, 15 years of age roughly.
Aye. Well, yeah, got 15, yeah.
You know what it's like.
Hormones are our.
Exactly. Hormones are raging. Yeah, Weird Science horn, basically.
Weird
No, it's about, a lot of films are based on these particular storylines where you get like a group of kids who aren't like the bee's knees at school and stuff like that. And,
Aye.
And obviously
they
want to be popular and
yeah.
They want to chase these birds and all that.
It's you get like a lot of like they're called chick flicks, and it's like lasses going through like whatever they're going through or whatever. But this is like a chick flick for lads. Like, do you know what I mean? Because like obviously like the lads like obviously there's later scenes and there's moments where like that is the kind of thing you would fantasize about. Not like no, we'll get to it, but it was just funny to have like an insight of like what a teenage lad's mind is like. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, definitely. Opening scene of Weird Science, like it sets the tone in the fact that they're in the gym gear watching it. It's like when you watching like a gym session, like gymnastics.
No, I just stood there.
Just stood there, just watching them, just fantasizing.
But no, the lasses seemed to even bat an eyelid. Like there's two random lads just stood staring at them.
Oh God, this just brought back a horrible memory. Like literally on the spot there. When I was at school, right, I had this teacher, and he used to make me do like gymnastics.
You're joking?
Gymnastics, like you only had to do it like in first year or second year, but he had to like prancing around, like doing the shapes and stuff, the music. Honestly, it was embarrassing, man. You have to do it like with the lasses and that. And at that age, you know what I mean?
Do you ever have that thing like if you're like mum and dad and get your PE kit, or if you forgot it, wherever you had a date and you're like
your duds
and
your sand shoes.
Aye.
That was a junior, as that like.
Aye, crackers that.
You wouldn't get away with that now.
No, of course you wouldn't. Jesus.
Right.
It was just totally humiliating. I remember once I had these Fido Dido duds, like the 7-Up guy, and they were slightly too big, but like Kevin McAllister when he dives in the pool. So the whole time I was like holding these duds up, I was like trying to play like bench ball or whatever the hell it was we were playing. It was so horrific.
Ironically, obviously they're watching that session and they're starting to fantasize about how, imagine we're in like
all in the shower.
His mates like, well, there's two characters. You've got Gary and Wyatt.
Aye.
These are like the two mates, and they're just fantasizing about this great night out, all these lasses that they're looking at, and like, and Wyatt's like the smaller one, sort of says, Gary will lose us, little like we've got no mates, and he's like, don't spoil the fantasy, man.
Don't ruin the moment.
And then he goes back to the fantasy, and then these two like high school jocks like come like behind them, like one of them being like the famous Robert Downey Jr., John Stark.
That's hilarious, that, because that scene obviously you go into there, they like whip the kegs down, don't they?
You see the white dudes.
And you see the like white undercrackers, and then they like but they do, and then they go, look at us, and then they do one, so that everyone looks. As these two guys I should do that at work all the time, you know. Not keg people who shout it, but where the staff room was. As you came out the staff room, you like looked up like the pool changing area kind of thing, So as somebody would go out the staff room, you were behind them, you'd go like, "Excuse me," and you'd slam the door shut, and then like everybody in the pool change room would like look down at the staff member who was just like stood there like doing a head like
That is
shit.
brilliant.
It's like horrific, man, when that used to happen to you. But that's what reminded us of straight away, like good memories there, Mike. Good memories. So who directed this?
John Hughes.
Just John Hughes.
John Hughes was like, he obviously like he did a couple of films. Well, I've only got one in my head at the minute. Planes, Trains and Automobiles.
Oh, nice.
Did John Hughes not do The Great Outdoors?
I don't know.
That might be a stretch, like, but we'll find out. We've got some cracking sponsors in this, haven't they? Like haircuts.
Aye, 80s dudes. I Paxton's takes it though.
Bill Paxton's in this movie as well. Like we'll get to his character. Like, he plays like the arsehole brother, doesn't he?
What a haircut.
I know.
But I mean, it's like you say, classic 80s haircuts, like left, right, and
I
centre.
don't know about you, like, but did that why it's not getting your nerves a bit? It was very like it was on the verge of breaking. Did you not sense that?
It didn't bother us.
It sort of like reminds you of Kane's story.
Kids!
Can you tell that story?
I can't, well,
Right,
can do.
Just tell it, it's funny.
I was at school, I was like, 13, 14,
Something like that.
voice was breaking, and I put my hand up to tap the teacher, and she was called Miss Cairns, and so out loud I like went Miss, and then my voice went just as I went to speak, so I went Miss Cairns, like that, and the whole like room erupted. Like, like fingers literally pointing and it's like, whoa.
But you went red, did you?
Oh, aye.
Beetroot.
Aye.
Purple.
Beyond me, beyond. As I got older though, like, I just, like, with the embarrassing things, I just don't really care now, like.
That's class.
Like that staff night when my pants ripped.
That's a good story.
I rocked it. I just rocked the ripped pants. Where then I was just like, what are you doing? You're at school, though, do you know what I mean? Like,
that was funny,
embarrassing things at school are like the end of the world.
Just a quick one, we had a staff do, because me and Nicky, like, well, we work at the same place, don't we?
Mm.
And this one particular time obviously at the same Christmas do, and Nicky's jeans like ripped unbelievably.
Oh, well, I thought I could get away with skinny jeans, which I was Harry, mate. Harry. Jesus.
You left a little too hard.
And to be fair, the fit Harry and that were comfortable. I looked Harry, and then obviously they weren't built to Survivor.
And you had to split.
And Nicky night out, aye. So I don't even know what dance move I did.
Well, most people would definitely have went home after the split, like, but not Nicky. He asked for black tape.
Well, I didn't ask for anything. Ironically, one of the lifeguards came, gave us his belt, so that kept them up. And then one of the lasses like had tape in her bag for some reason. So like I just like duct tape all the way down the side. It was hilarious actually. I woke up the next day with a text off Carl. I don't remember sending this. And it said, "I've just walked past you on the dance floor, ripped pants, like lying on your back, playing the guitar." God, I was like, what? Just lying on the floor with like ripped pants, just playing a guitar to myself.
That just sums you up right there, like, come on, have a drink.
I was having a good time.
I'm only joking, man. It was good.
Jesus.
Crap. It was good laugh. Back to the story. Back to Weird Science.
Oh, I did Weird Science.
So this is where they're going to create their dream woman, innit?
Aye, it is.
It doesn't really go into it, like, but they must be into science or something, like, because, like, is why this, like...
Aye, you read actually, like...
It's just all of a sudden
like
got a computer in the room. It's like you know what I mean? You can just create a woman for her.
Imagine.
Aye, exactly.
Yeah.
So what they do is they're going to pitch up Einstein. They want to have like the brains of Einstein.
Aye, it's funny actually because it like goes into the computer, doesn't it? It like shows them trying to break the firewall.
Aye.
And the guys they try to type in access denied and that. And
aye.
It's crazy.
They're typing the measurements they want of a woman and stuff.
Aye, it is.
So as you can imagine, it was like bigger chest and all that.
Well, it was at first, and then they realised that like a handful. They said, didn't they?
Aye.
Anything more than a handful is it? What's that quote? He says anything more than a handful's something like that. But I agree, to be fair.
As always, on point.
Yeah.
What was I going to say?
I don't know, mate.
Kelly LeBrock, like they put a picture out of Kelly LeBrock, who's obviously like a famous.
Famous.
She's not famous and she's Amish. No, she's not Amish. She's an English-born. No, she's American-born.
American-born English actress. Whatever that means.
So she was born in America, but she must have been raised in England.
I don't know what I googled earlier because I'm sure it said French, Canadian.
You thought Don's name was John, so.
Sort of Google.
Aye, we'll have done that. Roadhouse podcast, check it out.
Aye, Roadhouse podcast, check it out.
I saw Kelly Brock, like obviously good looking woman, like.
Aye, she was 20 when this film was made.
We can tell she's like, she's 20 or something?
20. 25, sorry, 25. She was 25 when this film was made. Robbie Downey Jr. was 20 when this film was made.
I love our DJ. He's quite good in this film, actually.
Aye, he is.
So they put all the stuff into the computer. It's like a cutout of a magazine, a Kelly LeBrock, picture of Einstein. It all comes together, like a storm happens, doesn't it?
Aye, it does.
Actually, but while this storm's going on, they've put like 2 bras on their head.
Aye, they have. I still don't understand why that was a thing.
Just don't know, probably just to help the momentum. I've got a story actually.
How Edinburgh head.
We years ago we were supposed to look after the next door neighbour's house while they were on holiday.
Oh my god.
And they had a daughter.
Oh my god.
No, like that. She was legit. She was like, I don't know. She was legit. And well, me and my mate went next door.
She was legit.
And we went next door and we went in our room and we put the bras on our head.
Jesus.
I'm telling you. But I was like sort of saying weird sounds.
This is funny because it kind of goes back to that story you told about Charlie on the Floor Rider, how all the time you were thinking about about Bodie.
Aye.
Obviously, you saw a bra, you didn't think like with a horn. You thought like weird sounds.
I did. I was gonna put his on my head. It'd be funny. like we did.
How old were you?
I didn't want it. I don't know.
I didn't want it.
I genuinely can't remember. I don't want to know.
Aye, fair play.
Do you know what I mean?
Fair play. It's like we were saying in the other episode though. Films just implant themselves in your head at all times. Well, what you do, you're like a vault of like film references.
Aye.
Like as we've been going on this journey, some of the things I've discovered, like that you've said all along, have been movie references. I just didn't know.
This is what was called crap.
I did.
Class.
Without films, you were nothing.
Alright,
So who would come out the computer for you?
Do you want to hurt me?
Go ahead.
I'm an easy target. I like me. My customers like me.
Save that for the...
You see what you get. When you see what you get. No, that's John Hughes film, so it's a tribute to John Hughes. I wouldn't have been wrote that for John Candy plays Cheers and Automobiles. But anyway.
Well, the thing is, mate, when you have a cup of tea on a warm day...
I've drunk it and I'm good.
You get a bit sweaty, didn't you?
Aye, but ironically, a cup of tea is supposed to cool you down.
Ironically is the right word, mate, because it doesn't. So...
Do you think, like, while we're doing this podcast, we could make another cup? Like, one runs, puts a kettle on?
Possibly. We'll roll with the punches. Asked me if he wanted 2, he said no. But now
did you?
I did, well, yeah. I said, we'll have 1 now. Anyway, we're getting off subject.
Aye, so Kelly LeBrock comes out of that, that experiment.
Yeah, so just quickly, sorry. Picture the scene. You're sat there by yourself, bra on your head. You've done all the scans. You've done all the stuff, all the mad like hurricane shit. Who comes through that door for you?
Jeff.
Aye?
Of Gladiators.
Nice.
For sure.
Ah, nice.
Diane Udale.
Aye, fair play.
Amazing. Imagine like Jet at that peak coming out with that one.
Jesus.
Yeah,
that's a good shout to be fair, like.
Aye. Who's yours?
Christina Ricci.
Wednesday
Addams, but I would like her a bit older than Wednesday Addams. But, imagine Wednesday Addams came out. Jesus. In a few years, I'll aye, Christina Ricci, mate. Aye,
she's the one.
I just always had a thing for Christina Ricci.
I used to like her, but I didn't like her. Aye. Right, next bit.
Phoebe Cates in her prime as well was decent. She was like a close runner-up.
Who was that?
Phoebe Cates.
No, I was thinking on American TV show, wasn't it?
Last of the Gremlins.
Fred. I heard. I wonder what she's up to.
Not much, mate. Goal there yesterday when I was thinking about this question. She was married to I can't be forgetting his name. Kevin Kline.
Was it?
The actor.
Aye,
married him. That's her name now.
Him, like.
Phoebe Cates Kline.
I saw Kelly LeBrock comes out as this like dream woman.
Aye.
Oh,
she does. Aye. And then she's like, just quickly as well. Sorry, when they're doing the whole transformation thing, Wyatt puts that floppy disk into the computer.
Oh, the old school floppy disks.
But it's old school floppy disk. Have you seen the size of it? It looks like a CD case. It's enormous going in. So funny.
Kelly LeBrock's character is called Lisa.
Aye, that's right. Do you know why she's called Lisa?
No. Oh, because of Gary's.
No.
How?
Well, in the film that's why, but in real life, I thought you might know this because I went to see Steve Jobs.
Oh Christ!
The first Apple, what do you call it? Apple computer with a personal desk or whatever it's called was called Lisa.
Is that why?
That's why.
Is that the reason they give the film
as
well?
They give her the reason.
Is it?
Name Lisa in the film. Aye.
I thought it was like a throwback to the story he was telling about the lasso kicking in the balls.
The reason in the film is but the actual reason
Oh, right, like behind the creators.
behind the creators
Like John
was
Hughes and that.
John Hughes, and that was I can't remember what kind of Apple computer. It was the first of its kind though, and it was called Lisa. I think it was the one. Was not the one where Steve Jobs burned does that little doodle. Now she does the first little doodle on the thing.
Oh, I can't remember it.
No, she was called Lisa.
I just remember that 2-minute montage that was.
The only 2 minutes that we enjoyed of the whole film. Anyway, we're getting well off there.
Just a quick one, no, just quick. We went to see Steve Jobs at the pictures. There was nothing else on.
Oh god.
And it was only me and Nikki and this old wife in, bless her, like she was at the front.
Aye, she was at the
But
front.
I'll tell you what, there was some good cinema etiquette in there. She didn't know say a word.
Aye, she didn't move, did she?
No.
She couldn't be deed.
But like, there was only 2 minutes of the film that was like worth watching, wasn't it?
Oh,
nah, but to be fair, like it was alright, but like there was 2 minutes of just a montage and all that.
There was 2 minutes. There was 2 minutes that were really good, and the rest was like meh.
Aye.
It's funny. I wrote me notes here. Pink car question mark. 'Cause I wanted to like Google this pink car.
Oh, aye.
I think it's a car called a Bel Air.
Oh yeah.
I think so. I'm not entirely sure, but it kind of looks like Miss Penelope's off the Thunderbirds a little bit.
I tell you what I loved about the first thing. She was like, what do you want to do? They get her straight in the shower.
Aye.
They're just standing at the back of the shower, like with the jeans on, like.
But that's what they said at the start, isn't it? When they're stood next to the gymnastics, in front of the gymnasts.
Washing in the shower.
Imagine all these like with us in the shower. So that's the first thing they do when they've got this Diana Udale.
Aye, class.
Straight in the shower.
Oh, Jet. Yeah.
Jet is your Everest.
I saw from there they go out to a club, don't they? Like she gets them ready. Remember they were laughing at that scene, man, where they dressed themselves.
It was because obviously I haven't seen the film, so that part I just assumed that because they had this lass, I thought they like probably dolled themselves up, and it kind of reminded us of like a Trading Places scene for some reason, the way they're like pompous jackets and the hair's like slicked back to the max. Class. So when it went from like that shower scene, all of a sudden they're all dolled up, I just burst out laughing. So funny.
It was.
So funny.
But then she changed the outfits to supposedly like good like little suits and that both look shite.
It was funny because as they walked out the room it happened, so I thought there was some sort of like magic spell on the room.
Happening. Electricity.
Because literally as they walked out the room it changed, but then obviously.
So she takes them to like obviously this little like blues club.
Aye.
It's a funny scene because like they walk in, they're gone silent.
I haven't looked at them.
She gives them like the
fake IDs.
The fake IDs. You ever had a fake ID?
Nah.
I had one. I was obviously because you know we're not tall, for sure. But we used to get knocked back from like bars in a local town. And I went. My brother worked at this car graphics place, so he made us an ID. Like a proper security thing with a tag on and everything.
Aye.
He put like "Where's security?"
Yeah, no way.
Seriously, aye. And the bouncer fell for it and let us in.
Jesus. I remember I went out once.
Thanks,
I had another shout out. I went out once with like me ex's like brother give us his passport. I remembered all the details and that birthday and like all that shit. The bouncer like went, "What's your middle name?" And I was like, "He's got a middle name." I didn't have a fucking clue. I didn't have a clue.
That's hilarious.
So I like learned everything, where he was born, like his date of birth. And I just didn't even think they would go like, what's his middle name?
That is class. And you didn't know it. You got no plan.
I was like John. Like
John.
Like no,
John Dalton.
Johnny ID. So I give us the passport
Johnny
back. Better luck next time, mate. Better luck next time.
That is class.
But I saw back at that club scene, and he's got that shot, and he's like looking at it, and that guy with the grubby voice like goes, "Drink it."
Because Kelly LeBrock, Wyatt, and Gary all sit down with these.
You've made me want to come back now.
Like all these. You can put the kettle on.
I stood up as you said.
Go boy. I saw they sit down like in this blues club with like all these, like coloured fellas. And they're just all having a bit crack in that, but obviously this Gary has had like too much to drink, and he's wrecked. He's wearing shades. He's got a hat on as if he's trying to blend in like R&B, blues and stuff.
Did his voice there irritate you?
Aye.
It must have.
I know I like a milky, but Jesus. Lift that up.
For the camera, I'm lifting up a 6-pint bottle of milk. It's nearly, not nearly empty, like. But
I saw he's reckoning in that.
I mean, why is he doing that stupid voice?
That voice gets to you a bit, doesn't it?
Oh my god! Like I was tempted to fast forward. That's how irritating it was.
He's telling a story about like how the story's quite funny though. He's talking about like a 16-year-old with big titties.
I thought you said 30.
The guy with the cigars like, she had big titties.
yeah, and he was like,
She was like, yeah, man, she was set for life.
yeah, that was it. Like, she didn't have to worry about titties for the rest of her life. It was funny with the voice, mate, because a lot of Adam Sandler films
Does that
now,
voice?
he does stupid voices, and I'm still teeing about yours.
That's alright.
Aye.
As long as the water's hot, mate, because you seem like doing cold cuppers.
Harry, Jesus Christ. I'm
You
great.
want a cold cupper, come to Nicky's.
Cheeky bugger.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Can you remember much from that like little convo? Like, he's obviously talking about that story and that. And then he's talking about how I was ringing her every day and all that, and the guy's like, you're ringing her every day?
Aye.
And he goes,
dedication.
what's he on about on the telephone? What's he on about on the telephone? My memory's a bit hazy on that convo, but Kelly LeBrock jumps in and says, you know what she did next? She kicked him in the nuts.
Aye, she like saved the day, didn't she, again?
Aye.
It's like, now's the crack, man.
And then he sort of like falls off his seat, and then she sees like the night's over, I guess, to take him home.
Aye. I don't know how this is going to taste because there was still tea in the bottom of it, mate. Apologies.
There's a lot of like things like the kids just drink driving.
Aye, like...
She's like, I'm glad you drive, I didn't want to drive.
I was thinking that when I was watching that, I thought, Christ, I'm like in my 30s and I can't handle me drink.
Like a lot of reference to faggots as well.
It's the 80s?
Like they're not bothered.
It's the 80s, do you know what I mean? So it's like... They get away with like...
I love how Nicky's, like, for anyone not watching the YouTube, Nicky's like, brought the milk away. Did you bring the kettle over as well?
I made because I thought...
He's literally brought the tea station over to the...
Well, because I just thought...
That is commitment.
Aye, because if I'm through there for 5 minutes while the kettle boils, then we're not making a good podcast. People listen to the podcast and just like, just get on with it.
I'll do my own, mate, if you give me the spoon. I've just seen you. Little pause there.
It's going to be cold. I know it is.
How?
Because you had left tea in the bottom.
Are you boiling the kettle on now?
I boiled it till it clicks.
Right. So they're on the way home, and that's where you get introduced to Chet.
Chet.
Aye.
Oh, his brother.
Bill Paxton.
Aye, Bill Paxton's brilliant, I think, in this film. Absolutely class. I just heard me notes say, annoying as fuck voice from Blonde Kid. I didn't know his name at this point. Gary, I now know what it is. And then meet Bill Paxton.
He's called Anth Hall.
In real life, he went to do quite a lot of stuff, him.
Aye, behind the camera job.
No, like
films. Did he?
Yeah. Aye. I couldn't name any of them because I didn't look that much into it.
It's warm that.
Look warm.
It's alright, it'll do. At least you made it.
We should drink a full cup next time. So anyway, got Bill Paxton. His hair is hilarious.
It's like a short buzz cut in it.
It's like a military.
He's always in army gear as well, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he obviously he's in the army, but he's...
Well, he thinks he is.
Aye.
I don't know if he is.
Aye, that's it. Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
You get one of them characters and just
Aye.
swears all the army gear and that.
Aye, basically.
He's always bullying like his younger brother. Why?
Aye, because he gets off on it.
Aye, it's like, how much money are you going to give us to keep
Aye,
quiet?
$175.
He's like, yeah, BCL advice.
He gives him $175 that first bit. Crazy, but Paxton went and got that haircut without speaking to John Hughes first.
Oh, did he?
I just did that off his own kind of like...
With his little fit the role?
Aye.
That worked perfectly.
I did. Like, it's hilarious because usually that military haircut is like pristine, like buzz cut down the side and with that short, like perfectly cut haircut on the top, like straight as an edge. But he's like left the sides to get like longer, but had the buzz cut off the top, so it just looks like it's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant from Paxton.
There's a funny bit when they come in like, because they come out of the house like pissed, don't they?
Oh, aye.
And Chet's like in that Gary's face. And he goes, how about a greasy pork sandwich in a dirty ashtray? Honestly, I went, oh God. I didn't know what I was going to hurl. I was like, oh.
Sounded real till you mentioned the dirty ashtray.
Aye. And then it goes to like a kissing scene, like where Kelly LeBrock like locks lips with that young Wyatt.
Mate, that must have been, I've wrote me notes here, that must have been so hard for her to like make that scene.
Of a young kid.
25-year-old kissing a 15-year-old lad.
She's probably getting paid enough money though.
Oh, money aside, obviously. Like, it still must be a hard thing to do. Like,
you know what I mean?
She did it. She nailed it, mate. But I just watching. I just thought that must have been. But it was a different time, so maybe it wasn't.
Ironically, it reminded me of a story when I was at school.
Here we go.
In I don't know how old I was. Like I was first year, second year, senior, and I didn't know how to kiss. Believe it or not.
Aye, we've all been there.
No, but I genuinely didn't. And there was this lass who was blessed her. She was like, you know, she was a free spirit, let's say. And she was like, And then I went to give her a kiss at the disco like afterwards, and I gave her a peck. I didn't know how to kiss, so I kissed her. Like I gave her a peck. She was so disgusted; it was unbelievable. She just pulled this thing. Like what the fuck was that? Like, so
I just quickly when I was younger, probably the same age, I didn't know how to hold hands properly. You know how you lock fingers like that, right? When I was walking along,
you had to hold hands?
I was walking along with me. Well, obviously my ex now, Jesus. And I like locked hands as I was holding hands with my mum. Do you know what I mean? So after like when I walked all the way home holding hands, like my hand was
you got it nailed down
sweaty.
now.
I think so. I've had no complaints about my hand holding skills since. So
so after that I was like, shit, I've got to learn how to kiss. So how mad is this? I had a bad decision, by the way. I asked one of my school friends who he was a friend of me. He was my mate, but he was also like
a dick.
He wanted to be better as it is at football and shit. There was just competition there all the time.
Aye.
And so I asked him like one day, and he was like shocked. But credit to him, he fucking described it very well to us. He was like, you just gotta follow her lips, and your lips sort of follow hers. And honestly, mate, I'll give him a shout out his name, but not just yet.
We'll try not to. We'll try not to.
But how mad is that? And then, Jesus, I haven't looked back since, have I?
Aye, to say the least. Aye. So, moving on, I must have been a hard scene.
Scrubbed his ass as well.
Aye, exactly. Not as much ass there, like looking at the film.
Aye, it was a right flat ass, wasn't it? It was.
What is this podcast become from? Like a flat 15-year-old bum?
Oh,
boy bum.
Oh, Christ.
Moving on.
Is that the next day they wake up in the house and Chet's like talk with his brother and like Wyatt for a bit, and that he's like, what's going on around here and all that. And then all of a sudden he's in Lisa's clothes, like the short tape.
In the little thong.
So that's a serious behavioural disorder. I'm pissing myself laughing at that. I don't get why Lisa done that, like. Because she done it just for that.
For the crack, just funny in it. But he breaks the fourth wall there, did you notice?
No.
Very Ferris Bueller-esque. Because, what's Paxton called his bro? Chet says, like, next thing you'll be wearing a bra on your head. Like that. And then White looks at the cameras to say, like, about that. Which I thought was pretty, like... I like when that happens, when they break that fourth wall. I don't mind it.
From there goes to, like, they like mall. The Americans are famous for shopping at the mall.
Just quickly, I'm really excited to do Ferris Bueller.
Cool.
Because the first handful of podcasts...
Sounds like you've said it before, you'll see it again.
Podcasts move pretty fast.
You don't stop and listen once in a while. You can miss it. Every fucker misses ours.
Yeah, with the first handful of episodes.
Apart from Dave.
Aye, shout out to Dave, aye.
Love Dave.
yeah. The first few episodes started with, who is it?
Ferris Bueller.
Ferris Bueller, so...
Classic. We drop a lot of lines in these different podcasts, and it'd be good if like people are picking up on them.
Well, it's good as well, because obviously, like, as the start, I don't. But as like the podcast will go on, because I'm learning more and I'm experiencing more, I might be able to drop a few things. Anyway, so...
They're in the shopping mall?
Yes, they're in the shopping mall, that's right, because that's...
Buying perfume for like Kelly LeBrock now.
Because that's when they have that interaction with that lass that Wyatt likes.
I don't think that's her, you know. Oh, is it?
Isn't it? Not because she's shopping with that blonde.
That's right, She looks
like
very
similar, very similar.
Like but she's like the two guys who... something something happened like in the gym or something, who got embarrassed in the gym. But she seems to know them, which I missed on the very first time I watched it.
I did.
But and then they're sitting down and they go, you know what, man, for the first time in a long time, I don't feel like a loser. And then you've got like Robert Downey Jr. and he's made at the top. They just drop slush all over them, don't they?
So funny. But then lasses who Gary White do like, oh my god, I'm sick of these two.
They're like, what about, should we just dump them? Like a double dump and like...
But it's one of them though, then they make obvious that they're only like interested in them because obviously they're popular, they throw parties and they get them into the parties and that.
It's quite funny though because like Downey Jr.'s people, come on, what's up?
Yeah, I want to talk this.
It's funny, isn't it? And then they just go like, should we give him a second chance?
They're like, look away, and then Downey Jr.'s face put his hand between his legs like,
when Downey Jr.'s doing that, reminds like Stifler, American Pie, like.
Yeah. It's
then
so
there's this like little dance like goes on them. It's funny as fuck.
It is class.
Even watching Downey Jr. there, I thought he was ahead of his time.
He's
such a good man.
Great mind. But it's just good how it shows you like the different like types of like lad. Because you have got that like lad that's a bit like awkward around lasses and blah blah blah. But then obviously you got the Downey Jr. who isn't basically. Do you know what I mean? Like, and he just like flaunts it, and Like he's hilarious, mate. Like so funny.
From there, they're going down the escalator, and Kelly Brock's coming on. They've got that Pretty Woman tune playing.
Right, they get that. They get the horn straight away.
I get the horn when Kelly Brock looks at Downey Jr. I think she gives him like a look.
I could like purses her lips and shit.
Aye.
Like juices them up.
Then they jump the escalator, like onto the other side and chase her.
Aye, escalator horn.
Aye.
Yeah. That's like the last note I've got for a while. To be fair, that's like what like glued to the film. I was.
Are you just jumping to the party?
Aye, nearly.
But basically, obviously, Downey Jr. his mate like chase her to the front entrance, and she's on waiting on me ride, and Gary and I turn up and that, and she's like, there's a house party basically.
Aye, there is. And then, what did she say again? Look on the index or something for him.
Aye, look on the something roll, like uni roll or something.
Aye, the student index or something. Aye, berserk, because obviously, well, yeah.
Aye, it's class.
But it just goes to show you though how unpopular they are. Nobody knows where.
Whoa. Right.
Dropping C-bombs and a cup of tea.
What
is going on? Jesus, before 1 o'clock, before the watershed. Nobody knows where they live.
You're right about a cup of tea, I'm really sweating now.
You know, two probably was a bad idea. But at least the sugar's in work, you know, give them a bit of hype. Aye, and then obviously no one, they're that unpopular, nobody knows where they live.
Aye.
So it was clever how they did that, the party, and check the index. It wasn't just like, go to Gary's house, or Wyatt's house, or whatever it was. And then that's obviously...
It's funny you said that, you just jumped to that sort of... See, I'm like that as well, my last one.
Alright, but then obviously, that's when she goes and meets Gary's mum and dad in it.
That is a hilarious scene.
Aye.
Like,
take it away.
Aye, so obviously, Kelly LeBrock's like, at least sitting down, like, talking to Gary's parents. She was like, you know, we're just going to have a little soiree, it's not going to be anything, just... What was it? What did you say? So it's not going to be like Vaseline on the nipples.
Yeah, that's just like...
Just chains, whips, dips.
Aye. Sex, drugs, rock and roll.
The guy's like, you get the hell out of here.
And the dad's like not receptive to it at all. Like every man, I don't even notice this, every man throughout the entire film is just besotted with this Lisa. And the Gary's dad just doesn't bat an eyelid at all.
I love it when she goes like... There's a noise there. Aisha goes there. Don't you think it's this kid deserves a party? Don't you think it's sad that he's upstairs like jacking off in the in the bathroom? He's like, Mom, I never jacked off.
Yeah.
You said you were combing your hair.
You said you were combing your hair. He's like doing the actions, well, he.
I wasn't.
As he said, he goes, I never tossed off. He's like doing that, I never tossed off.
Then she's going, oh God, water running all day.
Hey, compliments embarrass me, you know that. That's so funny.
That is class.
Aye, so funny.
That guy is, you know the Great Outdoors? You know the guy who's been struck by lightning like 21 times or something? That's him.
Aye.
Aye, he plays that guy.
No way. I enjoyed that Great Outdoors. Again, another one with
But he starts to kick off on Lisa, and Lisa goes, I forgot what his name is, the guy, but just says, listen, you're out of shape and I'll kick your ass.
Oh, aye,
it's funny that.
Yeah, she does. Then she whips that pistol.
I thought it was a class scene when she whips it out, like...
I thought, what the hell, like, this film's took like absolute turn here, like...
Aye, the gun in the face.
Aye, I thought, what the hell's going on? And then obviously, they get in the car, get in the car, and then it turns out the gun was a water pistol all along. And then they get to the party, and they're like, what are your friends, blah, blah, blah.
Hiding in the bathroom there, aren't they?
And then they open the door, there's like 1,000 people outside, and she goes, hi, and everyone goes, hi, and all just like rush in, eat the bait and that. And then they hide in the toilet upstairs, because like, he's got a bad belly, and he...
Aye.
It's funny that line though, because he's like, Gary's like, what does he say again? He's like going about how we've always wanted to party and be popular and blah, 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 and here we are, in the John. I thought that was brilliant, aye. And here we are in the John.
Aye, and you've got Downey Jr. and his mate, like, chatting Kelly LeBrock up downstairs.
Aye, trying to look.
They're obviously wanting a bit about that, and then they go and ask Gary and Wyatt, like, if they can have her.
Aye, and like...
And one of them goes, come on, don't be pricks, or something like that.
Aye, it's funny though, because they're that unpopular, when she gives them the spiel about how they created her, they believe her.
Aye,
that's how, like, unpopular and, like, I don't know, whatever they are, like, they actually believe the fact that there's no way you would hang around with them unless they did actually create you.
So I think they were getting sick of them hassling them, so can you keep a secret? And then they do the experiment.
Aye.
To try and get them.
Aye, that's right.
Just to shut them up kind of thing.
Aye, why did they put the missile in between the things instead of like a doll?
No, I don't think that they didn't. That was a mishap from them. And then it was like, so what is it connected to? And it was just on top of a magazine, which was the missile.
Right, okay. I thought they put a toy missile in.
Because the experiment didn't work because it wasn't connected to a fake doll.
Aye.
So instead, it was connected to a missile on a magazine, and the missile just comes through the house.
Aye, it does, aye. Like if it's a full missile in it.
Aye.
It just bursts through the entire house. Class moment that, like. Just quick as well, this party, little fun fact, Bill Paxton's there. Aye, Bill Paxton's there. He's got like, apparently he's got a hat on and some like glasses, like he's disguised.
All right. Just like an extra kind of thing.
Aye, but no, apparently it's like a sting where you've got to try and like find him. I wish I'd known this going into the film because I would have looked. But,
all right.
Apparently it's like I don't know if it's like an urban myth, but apparently he did actually go, and the John Hughes never said if he included the scenes or if he didn't include the scenes.
All right.
So it's one of those kind of things that if you find him,
all right, we'll have to have a look.
If you find him, share basically.
So this is where the party gets invaded by like a group of like mutants on bikes.
Aye, because they're hiding in not England, so she like basically like creates these bike people
to come and challenge them.
So they've got to kind of like step up,
stand up for themselves.
Aye,
but these mutant sounds a bit harsh, but that's what I'm sure Gary calls them that at one point. He goes, "You haven't got people on bikes, you got mutants on bikes." One of them's got to be steel, sort of half face.
Aye, he does. Aye, he's like pure Modo of the bike of Miles and Mars, and the other one looks a bit like Sloth, brother of the Goonies.
Some guy was like, "This bird's for you," and he just gets a glass and smashes
it off his face. Aye,
his head.
Berserk.
I one looks like Sloth of Goonies, bless him.
Aye, he does.
I think he looks like Henry Life as well, bless him.
Oh, does he?
I think so. That's when I looked at the cast and his picture came up as if everyone else's face was legit and his was that.
Aye.
But there may be a reason for that, like.
He might not have done anything else.
Aye, he might not. We'll have to check that one out. But also, they left that picture on though. We will have a look.
That's right there. It's the only role he's known for. He might. I don't know if they get any say.
I don't know.
But and what like picture gets used.
Did you notice who the main leader was?
The guy with the shotgun.
Aye.
Nah.
John. I'm gonna kill you, John. Commando.
Aye.
I know him. Like, in Commando, like the main guy.
I didn't even notice.
Bennett. You know Bennett with a tash.
Aye.
Aye, that's him. He's like an Australian actor.
That's berserk. That. But them as well. Like Commando, I haven't seen for a long time. So.
I love that name, John. I'm gonna kill you, John.
The only scene that we remember from Commando was when he goes, like as he bang with him, he goes right, and he goes wrong.
That's
unreal.
Get that one.
I look forward to watching it.
Aye, so the mutants are just running havoc in the house, like on these scrambler bikes.
Aye,
running up the stairs on the bikes and that, and smashing things to bits and that.
I was funny how this is like a sign of my age. I was looking at the carpet for like tread marks.
Yeah, right.
Do you know what I mean? I thought he was going to wreck that carpet.
And they did. They destroyed the house.
They destroyed the house, and there's me with the carpet up the stairs.
So eventually they grabbed the two lasses who they were interested in.
Aye.
And then they think that's enough. Enough's enough. We've got to challenge them.
Aye, he does.
And Gary walks up to that lass and goes, "Shut it, bitch." It's like a class little line.
Aye, mate. Then he eventually whips that pistol out, didn't he?
And he sees in you, like in the meal leader, like, "You take your ugly ass out of here," and all this.
Aye.
We're gentlemen.
Class. Aye. And that guy who we think might be related to Sloth is he's like, oh, was he like primary teacher or something?
That's at the end, like the little lines all say. Aye, it's funny as hell.
I hope this doesn't affect my primary job or something.
Aye.
My teacher job.
Well, they all say it, so like, they all get challenged. Well, basically they decide to leave because like Gary and Bites made them leave, haven't they?
Aye, basically. They finally stood up for themselves after at least a
the lass who's on a chain. She's on a chain to the leader, you know.
Aye, she is, aye.
She sees him off the lovely home. Sorry to interrupt.
Aye, she seems
nice. The guy goes, "Call us, we'll do lunch." Like him with the turn sort of face.
Aye.
And that one you're on about, he goes, "Can we just keep this between us?"
Aye, he does.
This might affect my teaching job.
That's it, man. That's it.
Aye, he walks up. I remember thinking them were like 3-4 hilarious lines there. Like.
And I totally butchered them.
You jumped in far too early, but it doesn't matter. This is the beauty of our podcast. It's off the cuff.
It is off the cuff. We are a polished turd.
I hate that saying. But anyway,
sorry,
you can tell I'm the serious one of the two. What was I going to say? So from there,
the party. Well,
the party's over. Chet comes home the next day.
Just quickly, we didn't do the meet cute in the toilet. We start talking about the John, and then the lasses come in.
You sort of get the impression like through the film that them lasses are warm into
Aye.
Gary and Wyatt anyway.
Fair enough.
Do you know what I mean?
So the party's over, and it goes to the next day. They wake up in bed with them lasses.
Chet comes home.
It's funny because he's like, he sees the state of the house, and he like stands like back with his back at the door. It reminds us of a film called Sex Drive. And he stood his back at the door, and he goes, If my room is trashed, you're dead. Or something.
Oh no, he's going. Just what is it there? Oh, what is it? Funniest outline of my like, think I'm going to talk to Nick about that. As long as he hasn't touched my room, I'm not coming to bed. So when Andy Gans in, it's snowing in his room.
It's snowing in his room and he just goes off it, and he shotguns the like door handle off his bedroom, like storms in.
Gets a hold of him and that.
Aye, class that. And then after he gets them all downstairs, like stood up in a line, he's like grilling them.
At least I'm sitting behind him. That
you're dead meat, pilgrim. That's what he says.
Lisa goes, that's a real missile. Chip. It's Chip.
Aye.
And I didn't think it was a whale's dick, honey.
Yeah, I think it was a whale dick, honey. I wrote that down, like, that's really notes.
But she tells the lads to, like, take the cars, take the lasses home, and while she has a chat with Chet.
Aye, that's right.
She turns him into that thing.
That blob, like a big blob.
It's hilarious, like
a shit demon, isn't he?
That is proper funny.
Aye, it is. Berserk.
But she makes him promise, like, not to bully his younger brother anymore. Why?
Or I'll give you a set of elephant testicles.
Aye.
I'm sure she says, or elephant balls, she might say, actually, to be fair, in the 80s.
Class. They return back from dropping the lasses off, obviously.
After his car chase.
Aye, so the one that he has a car chase because he's getting away from
the coppers.
The coppers because he's speeding.
Aye, speeds. Oh, what are you going up with 35 and he's clearly like going much faster than
She's
that.
like, are you looking at the RPM?
Yeah, that's right, aye.
So the return from that, they've obviously got the girls, like the girls like them.
Aye, that's it now, aye.
But it's a bit sad when they've got to go tell that Lisa like that they've got girlfriends and that, and she gets emotional in that.
Aye, it is.
I thought it was.
It's one of them, because obviously like I haven't seen it, I just assume that like, a bit like Mary Poppins, she would just kind of like vanish and only come back when they need that kind of thing, do you know what I mean? But obviously she becomes the...
It says like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to go now and all that.
Aye.
And then it shoots to PE at school again, didn't it? All the lads.
Aye, that's right, aye.
Blows the whistle.
Drunk, give me 20.
And then you get like a brilliant sort of like shot from the feet upwards, like the Rocky soundtrack, like.
Aye, the Rocky soundtrack, aye.
And that famous line comes on. She's alive. She's alive.
Do you know what's funny as well? Just like going right way back to the start. When they're in the shower, it like stops just before our arse. Shows you them. And then continues after our arse. Like it doesn't show your bum. Like nowadays, even a PG film, I think would show your bum cheeks.
Aye, probably PG.
But again, something we should have probably checked out.
I think that's a wrap. Probably had time.
For the film, that's the film done. The lads get the girls, and she becomes a PE teacher, which I thought was berserk. But so a few little fun facts before we'll give a like roundup of it. We had science. And 16 candles are set in the same fictional town of Sherman, Illinois, which I thought was interesting. I'm sure the school that they used, I'm sure I had it written down, but I haven't used it. Basically, the school they used was the same one in 16 Candles and...
Yeah, I've seen 16 Candles.
Something else I haven't made.
You've ever? You're talking like 16 Candles.
Aye, well, it's one of them things, obviously, like the...
It's a fact.
It's a fact.
A lot of people would have seen 16 Candles.
That's it. John Hughes, obviously, the director of this or whatever, didn't know that there was a TV show until he saw a commercial for it. So he didn't know it was getting made, didn't know anything. He just saw like a commercial to tell you like weird science, and then was like, what the hell?
What, they were doing the TV version?
Aye.
Oh, great.
But he didn't like the idea of any TV show.
Well, he mustn't have had any rights to it then.
Aye, basically he must have just.
If you have the rights. It's like Stallone. Like Stallone's got no Rocky rights. That is crazy.
That is the most crazy thing.
We'll bring that up in the
Rocky podcast.
Aye, or Demolition Man. Whatever Stallone related.
Nah, we'll keep that for the Rocky one. I mean, it's out there now. We've said it, but yeah, we'll talk about that more in depth.
Yeah.
I think we should keep it for Rocky one. We're gonna do all the classics like Rocky and Predator and that when we're a bit more polished.
Yeah.
When we're not a diamond in the rough. Is that better?
Fair play.
A rough diamond.
Mm-hmm.
So out of 10, mate, what would you rate it?
6.
Is it you've read me mind, mate? Is it you've read me mind? Yeah, I'm agree.
I think people may be a bit what? It is good. It's funny, like but on the whole in reality, it's 6, isn't it?
Aye.
It's just better than off.
Yeah. It's a good film, but not one I'll rush back to watch.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It is a good film. I'm not disputing that. The good thing about me, good thing about this podcast and me obviously not watching a lot of these till now, is it's a test to see if it holds up now. Do you know what I mean? And it does hold up.
Yeah.
Because I enjoyed it. Because I could like put myself in the position of like what they were going through in their minds and what Robbie Downey Jr. was going through in their minds and that.
Aye. I wonder if Justin Lee Collins liked it.
Yeah.
You are my Everest.
One day, mate. One day.
One day we will get it.
So that's brother rating it is a 6 out of 10. We had science. Good film. Not something I'll rush back to watch. But yes, definitely glad I've seen it.
Aye.
Definitely glad I've ticked off the list. A little bit of correspondence again. Follow us on Twitter at B2BMoviePod. Email us at b2bmoviepod@gmail.com. Check us out on YouTube at Brother to Brother 80s and 90s Movie Podcast. Like, subscribe, hit the bell so you can be the first to know when a podcast has gone live on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, and all good podcast vendors for free.
Class. Right, be excellent.
Be at each other always.
Peace out.
Peace out.